You're eating well, getting in some light exercise every day, and yet, your knees still ache. Your legs feel numb, and stairs have become a daily challenge. But this isn't unusual. After age 60, the body starts losing about 1% of muscle mass each year, and more importantly, leg strength alone can decline by up to 3% annually. Unless you actively replenish the key micronutrients needed for recovery. A study published in JAMA Internal Medicine revealed that 1 in 3 people over the age of 70 struggles with walking or balancing, and many of them think they're still healthy, simply because they walk every day. But weakness doesn't come from being lazy. It comes from the nervous system, blood vessels, and joints slowly losing their ability to work in sync. That's because your body doesn't just need protein and calcium. Your legs also need flavonoids, anthocyanins, polyphenols, potassium, and natural vitamin C from plants, nutrients that reduce silent inflammation in blood vessels and joints, improve circulation to the lower limbs, and support nerve signals that reach your leg muscles. And most people over 60 are seriously lacking in them. You don't need fancy supplements. The simplest, most powerful solution lies in fresh fruit. If you choose the right ones and eat them regularly, you'll give your body exactly what it needs to stabilize your legs, sharpen your reflexes, improve muscle endurance, and lower your risk of falling. In this video, I'll show you 7 familiar fruits ranked from gentle, beginner-friendly options to the #1 powerhouse that could completely transform the way you move, because it supports not just your muscles, but your nerves and balance. 2. Do you already eat any of these in the morning? Drop a comment below, let's see if it made the list. Now, let's begin with fruit number 7, a familiar favorite that's easy to find. And if you use it consistently, it might just make a real difference. Fruit number 7, cantaloupe, the quiet muscle cramp reliever. There's a familiar kind of leg discomfort that starts showing up after 60 mild numbness when standing too long, or sudden muscle cramps at night that jolt you awake. It's not just a sign of calcium deficiency. In many cases, it's your muscles reacting to dehydration, low potassium, and electrolyte imbalance often caused by poor circulation that fails to deliver nutrients to the small muscle fibers, especially in the lower legs. That's why cantaloupe makes an ideal place to start this list. It's made up of more than 90% water and naturally rich in potassium, vitamin C, and beta-carotene. This trio helps maintain muscle elasticity, improve microcirculation, and reduce those silent spasms that sneak up after 60. Potassium abundant in cantaloupe is essential for keeping both muscles and motor nerves functioning properly. When potassium levels drop, the signals from your brain to your muscles become weak or delayed, which can cause that dragging legs feeling or sluggish muscle response. Older adults are more prone to this because the body becomes less efficient at absorbing and retaining minerals with age. Cantaloupe also helps restore electrolyte balance after light activity, making it a great choice for those who enjoy morning stretches or gentle exercise. Just 2-3 slices in the morning or after a 15-minute yoga session is a simple, tasty way to give your legs a lighter, fresher start to the day. Compared to watermelon, cantaloupe has a lower glycemic index, meaning it won't spike your blood sugar as quickly. That makes it a smart choice for people managing diabetes or blood pressure, especially if you're building a leg-friendly, heart-smart meal plan. But like all fruits high in potassium, cantaloupe shouldn't be eaten without some awareness. If you're watching your blood sugar closely or have been advised to limit potassium due to kidney concerns, start with small amounts and consult your dietitian. For most healthy adults, 2-3 slices at a time is just right. Ideally not right after a full meal, to avoid sudden glucose spikes. For anyone just beginning their journey to stronger legs, or for those not used to eating much fruit, cantaloupe is a gentle, flavorful starting point with noticeable benefits in just a week or two of consistent use. Fruit number 6. Strawberries. Natural collagen booster that protects leg vessels. One of the reasons many people over 60 start to feel unsteady on their feet is the weakening of blood vessels that nourish the leg muscles. Tiny capillaries under the skin, especially around the knees and ankles, lose elasticity over time. When those vessels are damaged or stiff, circulation slows down, often causing swelling, numbness, or even cold feet. Even when the weather isn't. That's where strawberries shine. They're one of the richest fresh fruits in vitamin C, and also packed with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that protect capillaries and stimulate your body's natural collagen production. Collagen isn't just for skin. It's a core component in tendons, ligaments, and blood vessel walls. Without enough vitamin C and the building blocks for collagen, connective tissue in the legs becomes weak and less elastic, making smooth movement more difficult. Older adults often lack these nutrients, especially if their diet is low and fresh. Micronutrient-rich foods. A single cup of strawberries provides more than 100% of the recommended daily intake of vitamin C, more than enough to support collagen synthesis, reduce mild inflammation in smaller joints, and stabilize blood vessels in the legs. That's why so many nutritionists recommend red fruits like strawberries, rich in anthocyanins. For adults over 60, strawberries also contain manganese and soluble fiber, both of which help improve cellular metabolism in leg muscles and assist in regulating blood sugar, very beneficial for seniors with underlying health conditions. That said, strawberries can be slightly acidic, which may irritate sensitive stomachs or worsen chronic gastritis. And for those taking blood thinners or certain strong blood pressure medications, large amounts of strawberries might interfere. Since they have a mild, natural blood thinning effect, it's best to start with a small portion, around 4 to 6 berries, paired with yogurt or oatmeal, to soften the acidity, and avoid eating them on an empty stomach. If you're looking for a fresh fruit that helps fortify blood vessels in your lower limbs, protect your knees, and improve walking stability, strawberries are a natural, delicious option with noticeable benefits after just a few weeks of regular use. Fruit number 5. Red grapes. Quietly boosting circulation and fighting joint inflammation. If your legs often feel heavy in the afternoon, or your knees ache slightly when the weather shifts, it could be an early sign of vascular and joint inflammation, a common but overlooked condition in people over 60. Instead of reaching for painkillers, a much simpler and more effective option might just be red grapes. Red grapes are rich in resveratrol, a well-known compound celebrated for its anti-inflammatory properties, vascular protection, and ability to improve peripheral circulation, especially in the small blood vessels of the legs and around the knees. Resveratrol has been shown to reduce chronic low-grade inflammation in the joints, a key cause of stiffness and limited mobility in older adults. Red grapes also pack flavonoids, manganese, and vitamin K, which help strengthen connective tissues, stabilize subchondral bone, and enhance neuromuscular reflexes, essential for maintaining leg strength and balance as we age. Another advantage: red grapes are easy to eat and store. They can be eaten fresh or juiced. But to get the full benefits for leg health, it's best to eat them with the skin and seeds if you're okay with the texture, as these parts contain the highest concentrations of resveratrol and antioxidants. However, red grapes aren't ideal for everyone. People with diabetes or those strictly managing blood sugar should be cautious. Grapes have a moderate glycemic index, higher than berries. And if you're on blood thinners, Talk to your doctor before eating them daily, since resveratrol can amplify the effect of these medications, potentially leading to bruising or prolonged bleeding if not properly monitored. For healthy adults, or those with stable health, about 15 to 20 grapes a day, split into 2 servings, is a great way to calm down minor inflammation around the joints and improve blood flow to the legs, leaving your lower body feeling lighter as the afternoon sets in. Fruit number 4. Blood orange. Softening blood vessels. Renewing joint flexibility daily. After age 60, it's not just muscle mass that declines. Your blood vessels around the joints start to stiffen. 2. You might not notice it right away, but reduced elasticity in these tiny vessels quietly contributes to early joint inflammation, causing stiffness in the morning or that sharp, cold ache when the temperature drops. That's where blood oranges come in. Unlike regular oranges, blood oranges are packed with special flavonoids, like hesperidin and anthocyanins, which work to soften blood vessel walls, reduce oxidative stress, and restore flexibility to the small vessels in your lower limbs. This improved circulation helps deliver nutrients to your knees and ankles, reducing pain and swelling while enhancing mobility. The vitamin C in blood oranges does more than just support your immune system. It's essential for producing collagen, which keeps tendons and cartilage strong and supple. In older adults, the connection between blood vessels, tendons, and muscles becomes fragile. Blood oranges help soften this system in a natural, gentle way. They're also pleasant to eat, less acidic than regular oranges, with a sweet, mild flavor. 1 blood orange a day can make your knees feel lighter and reduce that achy fatigue in your legs after long periods of sitting. Still, even a nutrient-dense fruit like this isn't for everyone. Blood oranges can interact with certain medications, especially tetracycline antibiotics, antiarrhythmics, or acid-reducing drugs. Because of their acidity and nutrient potency, they might affect how well your body absorbs these medications if eaten too close to dosing time. It's best to consult your doctor if you're on any of these treatments. If you're looking for a fresh fruit that supports joint health, improves vessel flexibility, and boosts daily mobility, blood oranges are a smart blend. Easy to stick with choice, like a sweet little reset for your legs each day. Fruit number 3. Green kiwi, activating leg reflexes and easing numbness from poor circulation. Have you ever felt a tingling sensation in your legs after sitting too long? Or that pins and needles feeling when you suddenly change position? These are often signs of brief, localized poor circulation in your lower limbs, caused by reduced blood flow and a lack of nutrients, vital for neuromuscular signaling. A common issue in senior health after 60. Among all fresh fruits, green kiwi stands out for its high levels of vitamin C, vitamin A, potassium, and lutein. This nutrient combination doesn't just support immunity, it enhances nerve signal speed and improves muscle reflexes. Kiwi also contains the enzyme actinidin, which helps break down proteins in the gut, boosting amino acid absorption, a key factor in preserving muscle mass after 60. A study published in the Asia-Pacific Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that seniors who ate 1 to 2 kiwis daily for 4 weeks showed significant improvements in balance and leg reflexes when standing up suddenly. This was thanks to increased vitamin intake and improved microcirculation in muscle groups around the knees and ankles. One unique advantage of green kiwi is its low glycemic index, making it a good option for people with diabetes or high blood pressure. The lutein it contains also protects muscle tissue from oxidative stress, helping to heal microdamage in leg muscles, often caused by mild, chronic inflammation. Still, kiwi isn't perfect for everyone. Because it contains strong enzymes and has a naturally cooling effect, It might not sit well with those who have sensitive stomachs or chronic gastritis. It's best eaten mid-morning or mid-afternoon, not on an empty stomach. Also, people allergic to pollen, latex, or bananas should test a small amount first, as kiwi can cause mild allergic reactions. For older adults looking to sharpen their leg reflexes, restore nerve sensitivity in the lower limbs, and move more confidently, green kiwi is one of the most effective, easy-to-eat fruits out there, perfect with breakfast or after light exercise. Fruit number 2. Cherries. Soothing muscle pain after every rehab step. There's a specific kind of pain only those rehabbing their walk, after 60, truly understand the dull ache in your calves, knees, or around your ankles that shows up after just a few steps or following a light physical therapy session. It's not intense enough to stop you, but it's just enough to make you hesitate the next time. That's why cherries, especially tart cherries, are considered the perfect recovery fruit. Fresh cherries are rich in anthocyanins and natural melatonin, which help reduce muscle inflammation after exercise, soothe irritated soft tissue, and restore smoother muscle movement in as little as 1 to 2 days of consistent use. A study published in the Scandinavian Journal of Medicine and Science in Sports showed that older adults who drank pure tart cherry juice daily for 7 days reported significantly less pain after walking rehab, along with a higher pain threshold, an essential factor for anyone gradually rebuilding leg strength. Beyond muscle support, cherries also improve sleep quality, thanks to their melatonin content, a big bonus for those over 60, dealing with chronic insomnia. Better sleep eases nervous tension, which in turn improves leg reflexes and coordination when you get up in the morning. But remember, while gentle, cherries can still cause bloating if eaten in large amounts at once. People with sensitive digestion should divide their intake into 2 or 3 small portions per day. Also, if you're taking blood thinners or uric acid, lowering medications, check with your healthcare provider. Some types of cherries may slightly affect purine metabolism. If you're in the phase of leg recovery, or learning to walk again after joint pain, cherries are a quiet but powerful natural remedy. Not flashy but surprisingly effective with every healing step. Fruit number 1. Blueberries. Activating leg reflexes and balance. After 60, have you ever stepped off a curb and your foot didn't respond in time? Or lost your balance just from turning a bit too quickly? These are classic signs of declining neuromuscular coordination, one of the most dangerous and silent deteriorations after age 60. That's exactly why fresh blueberries top this list. More than just a superfruit for the brain, blueberries are your neuromuscular key, enhancing reflexes, calming tremors, and improving movement balance, especially vital for older adults. Research from Tufts University showed that adults over 60 who ate 1 cup of blueberries daily for 12 weeks significantly improved their reaction time during posture changes and reduced their fall risk by up to 26%, compared to those who didn't. The reason lies in a group of powerful compounds: anthocyanins, flavonoids, and neuroprotective polyphenols that safeguard peripheral nerves, enhance signal transmission from the brain to the feet, and improve motion synchronization. Blueberries also have a low glycemic index, making them ideal for older adults managing diabetes, high blood pressure, or minor stroke risk. Eating them in the morning sharpens neuromuscular focus, while an afternoon serving helps calm the nervous system and reduce end-of-day tremors. The catch fresh blueberries are delicate and pricey, not always a practical option, but you can substitute them with frozen or freeze-dried, unsweetened blueberries, which retain over 85% of their active nutrients. If you're on blood thinners or low-dose aspirin, stick to a moderate amount, around 1 small cup per day, and avoid combining with overly potent flavonoid supplements To prevent overload, if muscle strength is your hardware, reflexes and balance are the software. And in the journey to keeping your legs agile and grounded, blueberries are a subtle yet seriously powerful neurological ally. We often assume that leg strength naturally fades with age, and that simply walking every day is enough. But the truth is, a diet lacking in nutrients that nourish your nerves, muscles, and blood vessels is like trying to drive cross-country on an empty tank. Sure, you can still move, but slower, weaker, and with a higher chance of stalling at any moment. The 7 fresh fruits you just learned about aren't magic. They're practical, science-backed, everyday choices that have been overlooked for far too long, just because they don't come in a bottle or shout like supplements do. Quietly, they nourish, soothe, and repair every muscle fiber, every small motor reflex, helping you walk stronger, longer, and more freely. You don't need to start with all 7. Just pick one your favorite, or the easiest to find, and add it to your breakfast or a light midday snack. Stay consistent. The change won't happen overnight, but within 2 weeks, your legs will thank you. And if this video helped you, give it a thumbs up. Share it with a loved one who's also stepping into their 60s. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss more natural, no-pill solutions that work deep from the inside out. Because aging doesn't mean weakness, and every steady step you take today is the beginning of a stronger, freer tomorrow.